Yo, what's up and welcome to the channel, the Shotgun Shogun, and it's Wednesday. We've got the big patch notes. I had a meeting, so that's why these are out a little, this is out a little bit late. But with that said, we've got a lot of things that were covered in the patch notes and a lot of things that weren't covered in the patch notes. So we're going to be hopping around through a couple of different things to just go over some of the stuff that was released on the live stream that they for some reason didn't put into the update notice. But we're going to get the Bittersweet Dessert Festival week 2. This is going to be the second part of the story, the Valentine's Day story that's currently going on. So that's going to be 2 extra puzzles that you're going to have to go through. Lots of stuff, kind of annoying, but it is what it is. So this time, well, you already did it last year. If you're new, well, you didn't do it last year, but it's going to be pretty much the same as the last one. So yeah, just go through it, do it. You think you get to see the game master girl, the assistant games girl. She's real cute. She's got a fang, real hot. They're going to be putting out the special pets again. So if you want, or you even remember that pets are a thing that exist, that's a thing that you can get. The Mouse Mallow is kind of cute. I think I use one. But one of the big things, equipment, exclusive equipment. So we're only getting 2. This is going to be Pavel and Clarissa. 2 units that I know a lot of you completely forget even existed. Except for me. Whenever I see a Pavel in RTA, I ban it because people who play Pavel are heavily invested in Pavel. So this is going to help out. Now, he gets critical hit chance, 6 to 12. This is huge for an EE because while critical hit chance is probably one of the best overall stats that you can get on something outside of gear, right? Self imprints, EEs, critical hit chance, amazing. Amazing stuff. So what does he get? 6 to 12%, already big. Storm Bullet, got 2 options on Storm Bullet. Dispel 2 debuffs from the caster before using this skill effect. Before the skill effect when using Storm Bullet. Okay, cool. Next one, Storm Bullet, increase the attack of the ally except for the caster with the highest attack for 2 turns after using Storm Bullet. Now this is going to be really interesting, considering that you can bring him into sorts of cleaves, right? Already Pavel I've seen used as like a CR pusher, a SSB killer. This is going to allow you to follow up with your Vildred or your whatever extra cleave, and they're going to get an attack, so you don't have to have an attack buffer in there to do extra damage. Right now, the other one, S3, this is going to grant the caster skill nullifier once after using Destructive Pursuit. Now I personally think out of all of these, most likely the second one is going to be the best one, probably. The S3, if you want him to just live after the fact and then, you know, cycle back around and do Pavel things. But I think that the second one has good synergy with a cleave setup, especially if you're using, like I said, any sort of, you know, a CDOM to push, something along those lines. So I think that this could be very good. I don't know. I'm not a Pavel user. So there is that. Now, the Clarissa one, this is going to be 7 to 14% attack. You're going to have 2 for the S1 and increased defense chance by 15% when using Harsh Lesson. I believe that bumps it up to a 65% chance. Not too terrible. But the other one inflicts 1 bleeding effect for 2 turns when using Harsh Lesson. Now, this is a 100% chance, obviously has effect resist in it, right? I think that this is going to be the best one for your Wyvern. If you're having problems getting debuffs on Wyvern, stuff along those lines, she can be a substitute now. So put Junkyard Dog on her, put something that, you know, Cradle of Life I think is the other option that you can run, and this is going to be able to slap some bleeds on And that'll be pretty good. You also have Hysterics, which increases your damage dealt by 10% when using Hysterics. So it'll be interesting to see, but I think that the EE for the S1 that puts the bleeds on will help players with Wyvern if you don't have somebody to hit that defense break, right? Or put enough debuffs on. So she still has a good amount of defense break, even without the 15%, but I think the bleed is probably your better one out of that option. Would have liked to see maybe like another one here, maybe some more relevant characters, but I guess those two are okay. Very PvE focused on the Clarissa, and pretty interesting to see if people will start using Pavel. Like I said, I really do like the crit chance on there. So we are going to see a Crimson Moon, Nightmares, and Tenebria drop rate up. So if you didn't get your imprints for the F10, you can get them here. Yes. And we're going to have the event, the 7 Sweethearts event is going to be coming out next week. I would have liked to maybe seen something else in here. Maybe they could have talked about, oh, I don't know, the new character. Let's put this up on the screen. I'm going to adjust this down a little bit here. So we're going to take a look at the new character, new council student member, Lucy.
One piece of paper might not be much, but there's strength in numbers. Hi, I'm Lucy, the newest member of the student council.
Hey, Lucy.
Let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
All right, you cute. So 3-star Earth Soul Weaver. Awesome. She's got really cute expressions.
헤이즐의 추천으로 학생회의 새로운 모델이 되며 알려지게 됩니다. 업무 능력이 매우 뛰어나서 학생회의 여러 일들과 본래 역할인 기록 보관서의 사설을 병행하고 있습니다.
Okay, so let's get into stats here. So she is a 3-star, remember that. So for a 3-star, self-imprint effectiveness of 18% is really huge, considering like most 3-stars self-imprint. Not really that impressive. She also has 18% effectiveness in her build out. Now she does have a 3-star stat line here. Pretty low attack, pretty low health, speed's 100, which is fairly slow. 624 defense here. But again, 3-star and potentially maybe, who knows, in the future. One thing is that was brought up on the live stream this morning that I watched while I was on a work meeting is that you know, pretty well designed for a 3-star, right? Okay, so paper barrier. Uses many sheets of paper to grant a barrier to all allies for 2 turns before decreasing the debuff durations by 1 turn. Barrier strength increases proportional to the caster's max health. This is on a 3-turn cooldown when you get this. Now, one of the things that is nice about this, right, is that I think that she is, well, we'll look at the rest of her skills, right, but putting in more ways to counter the debuff meta. This is going to put up a barrier. It's going to reduce the debuff duration on you. Now this is going to be terrible if you have unbuffable on you, because, well, you're not going to get a barrier. It would be nice if it decreased the duration of the debuffs before the barrier, but hey, you know, it is what it is. 1 turn cooldown, not going to cleanse everything, but still not bad.
수많은 종이로 아군 전체에게 2턴간 보호막을 발생시킨 후 약화효과를 1턴 감소시킵니다. 보호막은 자신의 최대 생명력에 비례 증가합니다.
One piece of paper might not be much, but there's strength in numbers. Shall we get going?
Okay, Paper Wind. This is going to be her skill 2. Attacks all enemies with it's up to 100% chance to restrict and decrease speed for 2 turns. So she's going to cleanse debuffs off of you and put debuffs onto them. This is on a 4-turn cooldown. Yeah, 85, 100% chance. So she's going to be the third character in the game with a restrict. This is very similar to Cerise in that restrict and speed down for 2 turns. So this is another potential option, although she's kind of slow. She's not Cerise fast. No, not at all.
A paper cut can hurt more than you think. Step back.
Okay. And then S1 is going to be her paper throw. Really big on the restrict thing here, right? So you're going to get, what, a 50% chance to restrict for 2 turns on the S1. You can soul burn that to hit it for 100%. Yeah. They're very, this character restricts what you're doing with paper. I'm going to assume that it's good for the Katie's Hut. That is what I'm going to assume, right? Okay, so Temperance is going to be the 4-star artifact that's going to come from the next part of the next Valentine's Day, where Lucy is going to be in, right? So after using a basic skill, grants a barrier equivalent to the maximum of 5% of the caster's max health for 2 turns to the ally except for the caster with the lowest health. This artifact's skill effect can only apply to 1 hero within a team. This is actually really good, and that goes up to 10%. So think about this, because it's on anybody. It's a general artifact. 10% of the caster's max health. If you put this on a character like, let's say, ML Haste, or even, you know, a fast Falconeer Quarry, this is kind of like the Rise of the Monarchs that's going to be putting that shield out there. Now, granted, you do have to use a basic attack, but people like Falconeer Quarry will be doing mostly basic attacks. So yeah, I can see this being very, very good on certain characters. And I actually really like this. I mean, 10% is pretty big, especially depending on who you're putting that on, right? You know, you got a 25k ML Haste. That's going to be a 2500 damage shield, which is going to be pretty thick, considering too that he reduces damage, mitigation, all that stuff. So this is going to be pretty interesting to see what people end up putting this on.
기본 스킬 사용 후 자신을 제외한 생명력 상황이 가장 나쁜 아군에게 2턴간 자신의 생명력의 최대 10%만큼 보호막을 발생시킵니다.
Especially if they're a little on the quick side. But very good animations for a character that is just a 3-star, right? So we are going to switch back over. So a new side story for Valentine's Day, 7 Sweethearts. This will be out on the 25th after maintenance. You're going to be able to get Lucy. You're going to be able to get the artifact. You're going to be able to get a background pack, Molgoras, and more. And it looks like we're going to have to fight some sort of weird cookie ice cream monster in this one. So there is that as well. So what else do we have? Battle ready screen improvements. Adjustments will be made to the battle ready screen so that a button to view details about each hero is displayed. Okay, fantastic. We're gonna get a round of improvements in heroes sound volume. Very excited about that. That's actually something that I know a lot of people in the game have been talking about, because a lot of people don't play with sound on. This is going to be the big one right here. A lot of people have been talking about this, and I'm gonna talk about it, and then we're gonna watch the video. I think I have it queued up on Twitch where they started talking about these things. But equipment substat adjustment previews. So these are apparently like the grindstones, I believe, from Summoner's War. One substat will be selected, limited to plus 15 enhanced equipment for all levels. Acquire and use the substat change stone for each set and substat. So not only do you have to be lucky enough to get the set you want, but you need the substat that you want too. Which is going to be kind of rough. The changes substat will be within a certain range dependent on the number of enhancements made. So like, let's say you penta roll something, it will change that stat based on the amount of rolls that you did into that. So the other thing, we'll go over to this next one, change substats assure to grant a specific type of substat. However, this will grant a lower stat than the players can benefit from regular enhancements. So let's say you max rolled your flat health, right? This isn't going to give you a max roll and speed. You can't just immediately change from this to that. Now, it does look like there is a range there, which I don't necessarily like, but hey, it is what it is. Once the stone is used on a piece of equipment, only the substat that was initially changed can be changed again. So you can continue to re-roll it, but yeah. So like here you see that they changed the 456 HP to 3 to 5 speed, and then it looks like you have a greater stone that changes it from 5 to 6, so you could potentially go up to 6 there. So I think 456 is a double roll, most likely on this piece of gear, right? Is at least 2, so that would be 3 to 5, so you would be getting a 2 and a 1 or a 3 and a 2. And then on the opposite side, you can use a greater stone to take it up to 6, which would be 2-3 rolls. Which, I mean, I guess if you have a piece of gear that was perfect except for that one stat and you just don't mind that it's less, then that's fine. But yeah, I mean, I think that I'll definitely use these on certain pieces, right? Where maybe I had a perfect piece, but if ER would have been anything else, I could take a lower roll because, well, that is a completely wasted piece, stat. I mean, I have a piece of chess piece on my Champ Zerato that has 9% effect resist. I will easily stat that off of there. Now, this is, I believe, stated to come in August. Now, the substat stone changes are coming lesser and greater. The stones will not take any space in your inventory. The stones will be rewarded when clearing expeditions 2 and 3. So I'm going to be looking for people who want to clear level 3 expeditions regularly because, well, I'm sure that's probably going to give me the greater stones, right? So if you're looking to clear some level 3s, you just let me know, homie. I might have a spot for you. But the selection chest will also be provided in the expedition depot from April, granting a substat change stone by equipment set. Okay, so that's going to be kind of interesting when it comes to that. A lot of people think that, thought that this was going to be super pay to win, right? Now, kind of, right? You can make an argument that it is pay to win to a point because, well, obviously whales will do more hunts, will do more expeditions, will have more other whale friends to do level 3 expeditions. But at the same time, you can go do those expeditions as well. So it really, it's not like I have to pay, a set currency for it, right? I do think that they'll probably start putting these in for silver transmits or something. It'll end up working its way into other things that you're going to pay for currency. But I think that this isn't too bad. Could have definitely been worse. The fact that you are potentially getting rid of something for a much lower roll, I think is good. If you could just re-roll over and over again for literally perfect stats, I think that would be terrible. It does look like you can use the grindstone, though, to, I'm going to call them grindstones, to potentially, like, if you get 5, you could use greater grindstones to eventually get it to 6, right? But I think that overall, this isn't too bad. I know like I said, I have a couple pieces that I'm going to absolutely use these on just to get a little bit better stats. So yeah, I think that's fine. It'll be interesting to see if the stat ranges are based on what you got. Like if you got a minimum roll, would it still potentially be able to roll into a mid roll? Definitely will need some some testing there, I think. Because realistically too, the other thing, it could work the opposite way, right? Where, because they didn't really specify, hey, this is based on what you rolled. It'll, like, if you got a minimum roll, you can't really get much lower than a minimum roll, right? So I think that maybe it's capped at, like, this could be like 3 to 5, right? That's like minimum to mid rolls. If you min rolled, does it still give you the potential of min to mid roll? Because you could potentially increase your gear depending on how that goes. But we'll see when it comes out. Like I said, that's supposedly slated for April, so you've got about a month and a half before that is going to come out. So if we come back over here, I believe they were talking about, oh, that's right, next rotation as well is going to be we're gonna have Arby, Cigarette, and Fireball in the coin shops. So everybody just got FCC. Now people with coins are going to be able to get Arbiter Vildred. Build him degen Arbiter Vildred, because speed Arbiter Vildred doesn't really do much these days. So let's see what else they talked about here. So this is the equipment preview. They did talk about the adjustments to level 3 here. So they'll be able to shorten the playtime and ease of the difficulty, 12 instead of to 7 turns for Berserk. Effect resist is going down, health is reduced, and defenses are going to be reduced on these as well. So it is going to be able to be, you're going to be able to get through these a little bit easier. Let's see what we got here. So they're talking about that Kayron with Alexas. Did they talk about anything else important here? No, that's just new talking about that. So side story, and I think that's about it. Lucy, obviously, and then yeah, all of that stuff. So I think that there is quite a bit of interesting stuff coming down the pipelines. Don't forget that there is maintenance also. Oh, that's right, Guild Wars is coming to a close. That's going to close actually it's going to close like this week, it looks like. Yeah, so it's going to close this week, so hopefully you're doing okay in Guild Wars. We're recruiting for Guild Wars, by the way. I think we have a spot or two that we need to fill, so if you're interested, let me know. But I think that's it for the patch notes. Let me know what you guys think about the equipment change stuff. I think that's going to be the biggest point on pretty much everybody's mind this week. But yeah, there's also maintenance, like I said, so make sure you get your Guild Wars in before the end of the day. And I will catch you guys later. Take it easy, homies. Peace.